Top stories. Oh, Senator John McCain. He's been meeting with the U.S. Ambassador to the United Nations, Susan Rice, about what happened in Benghazi and what she said. Let's listen.
It was overwhelming leading up to the attack on our consulate, the tragic deaths of 4 brave Americans, and whether Ambassador Rice was prepared or informed sufficiently in order to give the American people a correct depiction of the events that took place. It is clear that the information that she gave the American people was incorrect when she said that it was a spontaneous demonstration.
Unfortunately, our live shot is freezing for some reason, but you heard John McCain begin to explain what happened in that meeting between okay, we got it going again. Let's listen.
Other Americans who are fully aware that people don't bring mortars and rocket-propelled grenades to spontaneous demonstrations.
Senator,
we're going to...
All right, so, here's Lindsey Graham. Let's listen to the Senator.
I'm more disturbed now than I was before that the 16 September explanation about how 4 Americans died in Benghazi, Libya by Ambassador Rice, I think does not do justice to the reality at the time, and in hindsight clearly was completely wrong. But here's the key. In real time, it was a statement disconnected from reality. If anybody had been looking at the threats coming out of Benghazi, Libya, it was jump out at you. This was a al-Qaeda storm in the making. I'm very disappointed in our intelligence community. I think they failed in many ways. But with a little bit of inquiry and curiosity, I think it would be pretty clear that to explain this episode as related to a video that created a mob that turned into a riot was far afield. And at the end of the day, we're going to get to the bottom of this. We have to have a system we can trust. And if you don't know what happened, just say you don't know what happened. People can push you to give explanations, and you can say, I don't want to give bad information. Here's what I can tell you. The American people got bad information on 16 September. They got bad information from President Obama days after. And the question is, should they have been giving the information at all? If you can do nothing but give bad information, isn't it better to give no information at all? So my belief is not only is the information bad, and I'm more convinced than ever that it was bad, it was unjustified to give the scenario as presented by Ambassador Rice and President Obama 3 weeks before an election.
Senator, can you support her as Secretary of State nominee?
I want to say that I'm more troubled today knowing, having met with the acting director of the CIA and Ambassador Rice, because it's certainly clear from the beginning that we knew that those with ties to al-Qaeda were involved in the attack on the embassy, and clearly the impression that was given, the information given to the American people was wrong. In fact, Ambassador Rice said today, absolutely, it was wrong. I don't understand. The CIA said clearly that that information was wrong, and they knew by the 22nd that it was wrong, yet they have not cleared that up with the American people to date in coming forward and say that they were wrong, including the President of the United States having parroted, also talked about the fact that this was a reaction to a video, the attacks in Benghazi. And what troubles me also is that, you know, obviously the changes made to the unclassified talking points were misleading. But just to be clear, when you have a position where you're ambassador to the United Nations, you go well beyond unclassified talking points in your daily preparation and responsibilities for that job. And that's troubling to me as well, why she wouldn't have asked. I'm the person that doesn't know anything about this. I'm going on every single show. But in addition, the fact that it's not just the talking points that were unclassified, but clearly as part of her responsibility as an ambassador to the United Nations, she reviewed much more than that.
Senator, can you support her as the Secretary of State nominee? Can you?
Before anybody could make an intelligence decision about promoting someone involved in Benghazi, we need to do a lot more. To this date, we don't have the FBI interviews of the survivors conducted 1 or 2 days after the attack. We don't have the basic information about what was said of the night of the attack that's been shared with Congress as of this date. So I remember the John Bolton episode pretty well. Our Democratic friends felt like that John Bolton, you didn't have the information needed to make an informed decision about Ambassador Bolton's qualification, John Bolton, to be ambassador. And Democrats dug in their heels saying, we're not going to vote, we're not going to consider this nomination until we get basic answers to our concerns. All I can tell you that the concerns I have are greater today than they were before, and we're not even close to getting the basic answers.
Could you support her as Secretary of State nominee?
All right, we're going to step away from this, but as you can see, those very powerful GOP senators were not very happy with the outcome of their meeting with Ambassador Susan Rice. And I believe if President Obama does nominate Susan Rice for Secretary of State, her road to nomination, it's going to be kind of a train wreck, at least as it stands right now. We're going to take a break. When we come back, we're going to go to the White House to see if we can get any reaction. Dan Lothian is there.